Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm glad to see everybody back on our crafty Thursday mornings. Today I thought we would do a St. Paddy's Day craft. So we were going to make a wreath today with a couple of different kinds of greens. These are called a money plant. I'm not sure if that's what they call it. It says shamrock on here, shamrocks, but I remember my mother calling these a money plant. I don't know why. But we're going to use different colors of these and a couple other things. But first, we're going to take a plain round, which is what this is called. Now these I bought them online, and all I did was put wood circle inside the search bar on Google, and these came up, and they came 12 in a pack when I bought these. And honestly, I can't remember the price of them, but they weren't real expensive, and you get 12 of them. And we do use them periodically, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this one, and we're going to paint it white to start with. And so I have my Americana white paint. And remember, you can get these little palettes at the Dollar Tree. And the Americana, you can get it at any, well, maybe not Americana brand, but you can get the acrylic paints at any craft store. Joann Fabrics, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. They have some paints at the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure exactly the colors they have, but they do have some acrylic paints. So I'm going to pour some of this in here. You could pour it right on your project if you wanted to. And I'm going to use the sponge. I always show you guys these sponges. They're 6 in a pack at the Dollar Tree for $1. So we're just going to paint this whole thing white, and then we're going to set it to the side. And then we're going to get busy with our flowers. So I know one of our last times that we did, let me think. Yeah, craft for St. Patrick's Day. I showed you how to make the lettering on the Cricut, but then I told you you can also buy stencils at other stores, or you can buy stick-on lettering or stickers or paint on it. So I thought I would show you a different way without using the Cricut, a different way to decorate. And I'll show you that when we get to that part. So you're just going back and forth and putting a nice coat of white. You don't have to be real crazy about the sides because they're not going to show. So it's mainly just the top. Okay, so now it's pretty well coated. I'm just going to set it on the side, and we're going to move on. So I bought one of these wreath forms at the Dollar Tree, and it was only $1. When I see these at the Dollar Tree, I usually buy more than one because these go fast. It seems like people, I mean, they do stock them all the time, but they do run out of them too sometimes. So when you're looking for them, sometimes they can be gone. And then I do have wire that is kind of all crazy squished. I don't really know why. I must have used it on something before or pulled it off of something. I don't know. I do also have one like this, and it doesn't say where it's from. This was from like one of the craft stores, like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something like that. But they do sell the wire at the Dollar Tree also. And it's probably more like this one where it's real thin. This one maybe is not quite as thin. It doesn't really matter. All we're doing is trying to keep our plants on our ring. And so we don't need it to be real heavy. But you do need wire cutters. So we're going to take these shamrocks. I have different colors. These were each little bundle was $1 at the Dollar Tree. And I have some that are like light and dark together, some with just real bright, and then I have some really dark ones. And all I was going to do with these is alternate them on my wreath form. So I'm going to pull the stickers off. And I'm going to alternate the colors. I'm going to leave them in bundles. So this should be an easy wreath to make. Because I am going to cut off the bottom here, most of the bottom, up to where, see how they all come together here. We're going to cut the ring right before that. We don't need all that on there. So I'm going to do that to all the bundles and pull all their stickers off, and then I'll be back to talk again. Okay, so once you're all done with that, if you have any of these that fell off, the little leaves, you could just set them to the side, and if you see a bare spot later, you can always plop them back on wherever you can find, like a, actually I could see where, oh no, I guess this one's on here still. But like when you see one like this, you can always poke it right back on there. And it'll be good as new. Okay, so what we're going to do is take these, and I thought we would alternate them around on the ring like this, one under the other. So these actually are two different colors. One is darker and the other one a little bit lighter. And then I was going to take the even lighter one and then do it dark, light, lighter, and go around the whole thing like that. And we're going to wire it to our wreath form. So I'm going to cut a couple pieces of wire, like just big enough to go around it and hold it on. Maybe I'll cut about 10 or 12 of them ahead of time. So if you guys want to do that. So out here where I live, it's been snowing. Every day it seems like. My husband goes out and snow blows and gets it all cleaned up, and the next morning there's a foot of snow again. Well, maybe not quite a foot, but usually quite a bit of snow we have to shovel again each day. But it looks beautiful out. It's just not fun to travel in, but it's really pretty outside. So if you guys ever see something that I'm doing and you think maybe there's an easier way, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you have some other ideas of some crafts we could maybe do, just let me know. I do have quite a few ideas up my sleeve, but if you guys have a couple ideas that you'd like to see done, I would love to do that. Just leave on the YouTube comments, just leave me a little message and let me know. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to leave them in piles this time. Sometimes I don't do that, but I thought this time we would. And just wire it on like this all the way around. And that's my phone going off. I should have turned it down, but I wasn't thinking about that. So it'll probably go off again at least one more time, because I think it's a text, and it usually reminds me twice. All right, so I'm just going to wrap the wire around it and twist it tightly in the back. And then I'm going to position it. And I might even have to add another piece of wire somewhere. Or the wire that I cut is kind of big, so I can always come along and grab another part of my plant, my little shamrock plant, and wire it in another spot with the same wire. I don't know how to explain that to you, but I can try to show it to you. I think you probably understand what I mean, but just in case you don't. Okay, so, and then you can kind of situate it a little bit. But, so here's the back of it. Looks kind of messy and ugly, but if you can see what I did with that and wired it. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is come across, and now I'm going to use the one that's got light and dark in it, and I'm just going to pile it right underneath there. See how it looks full? We're going to do it there. And the bottom of it hangs off. You can just twist that because it does have wire in it. Okay. So So now we're just going to wire this one on. Now I bought quite a few of these. I just wanted to make sure it was going to be thick enough. And I figured if I had leftovers, I have other ideas for that too, if we do. If we don't have leftovers, that's okay too. So another thing you guys should leave me in the comments. I'm really curious how many of you are Irish, how many Irish people we have out there. I am Irish, part Irish, and so that's why I do put up the Irish decorations. I like them, and they're cute. Okay. So then you just kind of try to move it around to where it looks full to you. So far that's what we have. And now I'm going to add the really light green one to that. And then we're going to keep going around like that. So I'll add the light green and I'll show you what's going on. And then once we have those three on, then I'll probably speed it up and go a little faster to show you the rest of the shamrocks being put on. Wow, it makes me sound like I'm popular with all these things going on. It's really not. It's just crazy timing. And you can kind of bend them around a little bit too, because they do have wire. And like I said, if these fall off, just set it to the side. You can always add them in where you need them later. And if for some reason it seems like you need an extra piece of wire, then just grab one and keep adding to it. Okay. Wow, a lot of these light ones are popping off. I don't know why. So this is what I have so far, and we're going to keep doing that. And it'll, let's see. Oops, I pulled one off again. And then once we get through putting them all the way around, we'll fluff it up and we'll check it out and see if we need to add any more of the greenery. So I'm going to finish going around. I'm going to go back to the dark one, do a dark, the medium, the light, and I'm going to do it all the way around the whole thing. And then I'll come back and we'll meet back here again and do the rest of it. Okay, so I think this light green one is going to be our last one that we put on. And so you're going to take the stem of it and stick it underneath so it gets hidden by this bottom one down here. And then we're going to go ahead and wire this one on. And then I'll show you what it looks like. And we'll keep moving on from there. But I do have to cut another piece of wire real quick. In fact, I think I'm going to cut a couple because we're going to add some flowers. So I'll just go ahead and cut a couple. So even being Irish, I'm not very good though at making corned beef. My mother was great at it. I'm not that great at it. And so if we ever have it, we usually order it out. Some of these might be a little long. I might cut them down again one more time, these pieces of wire. But for this one, I'm going to use the big one. Throw that to the side. I'm losing a lot of my leaves. I might have to add those later. So sometimes it's easier to just twist your wreath around too. Okay. So here's what we have so far. It looks really cute in different colors, greens and stuff. So that's what we have so far. So now what we're going to do is take some of these. I also got these at the Dollar Tree. They're called asters, but I thought they'd be pretty with the lime greeny color on there because we want it to look very St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the big long, I think I'm going to cut these guys all apart. So I'm just going to cut them here where they're going to all come apart. So it was $1 for this big bundle right here. That's a pretty good deal. I like that. I like how it's a nice big bundle for $1. All right. So now I thought we'd go every so often and put one in there every so often. So maybe, do you remember we've done another wreath? And there's like a wire that crosses in the back. If you go to every one of those wires, every cross wire, and put one in, and then we can go from there and see what we think, if we need more or not. Okay, so look how pretty and green it looks. It looks so St. Patrick's Day-y, if that's how you say that. Okay, so now I did think we should add a little white into it though. And we might want to shape it a little more, like this one's kind of flipping out. You can always adjust that. You could either put it under this wire and then let it flop out. There we go. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So now I thought we could add a little bit of white. And I had these from a previous craft. And they come $1 a bunch, and I think the bunches are more small like this. But I already cut it apart. These are also from Dollar Tree. And I thought we could either add these in, or I also have these, which were left over also from another one. And some of them are whole ones. This is what it comes, $1 in a group like this. And these are Baby's Breath also. They're just different kinds. So I was trying to decide which ones I like better with it, or what ones you guys might end up liking better. I think I'm going to go, because I want it to look pretty green. I want it to be really green, because I want it to really look like St. Patrick's Day. So I think I'm going to go ahead. If there's enough of these, I might just do these. Let's see. I guess that'll be the deciding factor, is if there's enough. If there's enough, we can do this. What I want to do is just go in between each green flower with one of these. And it looks like we're good. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So we're probably not going to need these couple right here. Okay. So again, what I would do is push up on the greenery and push up on both flowers, and they all push together into a little clump. And then we're going to go in between each flower and put these in there. So in between each flower, not each, nothing to do with the greenery. We're just looking at the flowers, and we're going to go in between. They don't have to be perfectly centered in between, but as close as you can get to being in the middle of them. And we're just going to take the stem of them and wrap it around the wire under here to keep it in place. I like these simple little wreaths. They're not expensive because each group of flowers you get is like $1. So this was probably 11, like $12 wreaths so far with the white ones on there. And then we're going to add the little round on there, which probably also equals about $1. And then we're going to put something on the little round that is $1. So I'm going to say this is a $15 wreath when we're done with it. And it's going to be really cute. So that's very cute and inexpensive, and it won't take us crazy amount of time. I mean, it does take a couple minutes to do, but it's pretty darn quick, especially when you leave them in groups like we did with the leaving the shamrocks in a group. Instead of separating them, that takes so much longer when you're separating them. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Now you can, if you want it to be more rounded in one spot, all you do is pull around on it and it kind of evens out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take the rounder that we painted and we're going to glue it behind our wreath like this. So I'm going to turn the wreath over. I'm going to throw some of this stuff to the side so it's out of here. Wow, I was losing a lot of leaves. Okay, so the glue gun is all ready. So we're going to put glue around the edges of the rounder, and then we're going to stick it on the back of this. Better make sure I got my glue sticks ready. The glue melts or dries very, very quickly. So we want to do it as fast as we can do it. Okay, I'm going to see about sticking it on right now. I'm just going to push down. We can flip it around and push down some more. Okay. We want it to stick in the back, so that's what we want. Now what I bought, and this was also just $1 at Dollar Tree, I bought the stickers. And remember how I always tell you guys, you don't have to have a Cricut to be able to do something like this. I wanted to show you that it looks really pretty. We're going to take the Happy St. Patrick's Day sticker from the middle. And stick it in the middle. And you know, I'm realizing it's not a sticker, it's a window cling. So we may have to add a little hot glue to the bottom of this also. And if for some reason your round isn't sticking good enough, you can add glue to all the points where it comes together. You just add some more glue and it'll help to hold it on. Okay, so we actually are going to have to put glue on this because I thought it was a sticker and it's a window cling. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go like under part of the H and part of the Y and different parts where I don't think the glue will show through because I'm not sure. I've never done this before. I did not realize it was a window cling, but that's going to work also. You will see. I will show you as soon as I get it on here. Okay. And so you'll end up with this. And you can also add some of the shamrocks if you want to. Yeah, I'm going to add a couple of the littler shamrocks on there. I also had a bag of coins that I thought we could put around it, but I think I'd rather do a couple shamrocks. And one more, and then I'll show you what I did. And honestly, I think I'm going to add just one more. This one. What you're trying to do is just fill it in to the point that you think it looks the prettiest. And so, let me make sure they're down good. So, here's our finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. And if you did, please make sure to share with your friends and hit the subscribe button. It helps me a lot when you do that. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Happy Thursday. Have a great day. Bye.